You and I have waited for the release of the second episode of the amazing Digital Circus. Yesterday, Glitch published a post on their YouTube channel saying that when they get 100,000 likes on their post, they will open the door. I think they will open the door to the second episode of the amazing Digital Circus. After all, that's where you and I will most likely find out what's behind the door of the Pomni room and what it looks like. And the developers also hit the dates because, as they promised us, the second episode will be released in the beginning of 2024, so we should see the new episode within 2 weeks. We have only half a month to wait, and at the same time, the developers are actively publishing information related to the series, while leaving various cryptic entries in the posts, which clearly indicate something, and I am sure that they will do it until the release of the second episode. By the way, somewhere in the video I hid a picture of Pomni, and anyone who finds it will get information about what might be hiding behind Pomni's door besides her room. And if we remember the third teaser that Glitch showed us, which I talked about in my last video, I analyzed it more carefully, and I have a theory that all the work on the second episode is finished, except for the animation. And after the animation, the second episode can already be released. And between the end of work on the second episode and the situation at the moment, Glitch will most likely release a full trailer for the second episode or the whole series. That is, when the second episode is ready, the developers will release the trailer right away. I believe that at this point, about 90% of the work that remains to be done has been completed. And about this teaser, I want to say that it 100% refers to the second episode of Digital Circus. Because if it refers to the third episode, then logically the second episode should be ready. Well, now I want to show you the new concepts and teasers I found. The first one is this interesting character that came out on Gooseworks Twitter, and I want to say that he reminds me a lot of the Gloink Queen. This will most likely be a secondary character created by Kane for another challenge. This character looks like a crocodile on one side and a dragon on the other. In that, he is most likely related to the Gloink Queen. And I also think he's 90% likely to be added to the series, as Gooseworks has previously stated that the Gloink Queen will return to us, and this character could very well be from her family. And if we look at the concept of the Gloink Queen and this character, it will be quite small compared to the Queen. And maybe it will be her son. However, these are NPCs, so they would need to be additionally specially programmed. I also wondered how this character will be able to move around or do anything at all, because in fact he has 2 very short arms, 2 legs, and a big mouth. He may not be able to do much damage, but I think he will be able to run fast. I also want to say that this character could be another Gooseworks fan drawing, as she really likes to draw different characters and share them with her audience. So, for example, I think that Jax's previously drawn evil sister is unlikely to appear in the circus, because she will most likely only get in the way, and Basides as a character, she is too small. However, she could be added as a set piece or some sort of mark of Jax. The same could be true of this drawn character, but who it could refer to, I don't know yet. Next, I want to break another new post from Gooseworks related to characters. If you look at it, you can say that there is nothing unusual here, except for Zubul, who is standing without arms and legs. However, if we read the post from Gooseworks, we can conclude that this post is created about the clothes and outfits of the characters. As we know from the example of Zubul, she will change her parts every episode and she will always have something new. That's why she has nothing shown in this post except her torso and head. But what can be said about the other characters? Gangle, I think nothing will change, and she will always be a ribbon with her sadness mask, but maybe someday her sadness mask will change to a joy mask. Further, if we look at Pomni, we get the impression that she will be able to change her costumes, but I think this is unlikely, and she will always wear the costume we are used to. Yes, and moreover, if we look at the first teaser with Pomni and her room, there were no drawers or closets that could have clothes for Pomni. Further, if we look at Ragatha, Jax, and Kinger, I can tell you that their clothes probably won't change either, even though they have the same unpainted bodies. But I'd also like to point out that we haven't seen their rooms yet, and I can't say for sure what might be in there, or if there might be closets with clothes in them. We'll have to wait for more episodes to find out. And I still have my doubts about who the second episode will be about. The most likely characters it could be about are Gangle, Ragatha, and Jax. As Gooseworks wrote earlier, the second episode will be about depression, and judging by their behavior, Gangle and Ragatha fall right into that category. Gangle, because she's almost always in a sad mood, and her mask of joy is constantly unmasked. And Ragatha quite often has thoughts of leaving the Digital Circus, which can also throw her into depression. Most likely, it will be very difficult to get out of depression, and it will border on abstraction, so you will need to control your emotions. But why did I mention Jax? I have a few guesses on the subject, and one of them is, again, Gooseworks' Twitter posts. I went through her profile and found some pretty interesting posts that were published quite a while ago. The first post depicts Jax's usual states of mind, and there is no sadness or strange state for Jax anywhere. However, in the next post, it's the opposite. Jax is lying down as if he is very upset or scared of something. I associate such a state more with sadness, and here is the first clue that it could be related to depression. But if we look at the newer post from Gooseworks, here Jax is more of a character who is abstracting quite soon. As I've said before in my videos, here he looks like early character concepts with most likely the first stage of abstraction. It's these posts that at least somewhat confirm my theories about Jax possibly having depression in episode 2, after which he abstracts. But I also want to say that it's unlikely that he'll abstract because Jax is one of the most popular and most beloved characters among fans. And if the developers remove him from the series, they will lose a huge amount of audience, which will have a very negative impact on their reputation. And one more post that I've shown you before, but I found almost exactly the same post on Gooseworks' Twitter feed, but slightly updated. I had previously floated the theory that this post could have something to do with the new location in the Digital Circus or could be related to Jax. But what if this post is related to character abstraction? The words about "then comes the incredible pain" are clearly hiding some meaning. Theoretically, they could be related to the migraines that Gooseworks mentioned in a new post on the same subject. Maybe you and I are starting to gradually learn about degrees of abstraction from the developers themselves. After all, perhaps abstraction is exactly the kind of thing that starts with a major headache. I think we have yet to find out, but now I will tell you what we have in the end. I decided to go through Gooseworks' Twitter account since the first episode of the amazing Digital Circus, and noticed that Gooseworks' posts were coming out about 3-4 times a week. And Glitch might have had posts going out 1-2 times a month in general. Now, Gooseworks publishes posts every day, and Glitch consistently publishes posts once a week, with Glitch showing us 2 new official teasers in the last 2-3 weeks. I really hope this means that in the next 2 weeks, you and I will get a new trailer and a release date for Episode 2, or Episode 2 immediately. I'm already looking forward to the release, because lately there are really more posts from the developers and constant discussion about the release of the second episode. What do you think about the release of the second episode, and are you looking forward to it? Be sure to write your theories in the comments, because I read every comment. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Best of luck to everyone, and bye-bye.